There are there are quick developments that are coming in. Let me see what these pictures are exactly. Can I get a little clarity on what these pictures are? Maybe I'm going a little blind. Okay, this is Mr. Yediyurappa. Let me put my specs on. Just best to put my specs on and see what this is. This is Mr. Yediyurappa. There he is, I think, holding a meeting of sorts. Neha, do you know what this is about? He's watching I think he's watching the results because they are all not speaking. And there's a little kid, a little baby as well, who's being subjected to election results. My sympathies with him. I can tell you at any point of time, Pogo channel is much more interesting than news channels.
Who knows, it might be a future chief minister given the dynastic and community-oriented tendencies in India.
Any views on Mr. BS Yediyurappa? This is a Lingayat strongman.
Not only that, what
retired.
Retired,
semi-retired, and still holds massive influence in the party.
But the most important thing or interesting thing, this election, and from which I will give you a certain other insight, is that the way he sounded so mellow about Jagdish Shettar leaving the party, as if to say, I'm a Lingayat leader first and a BJP leader later. Normally, whenever somebody leaves a party, that departing leader gets a mouthful from the leaders of the party.
Okay.
Now, but within the Lingayats, there is an agreement that you have to put the Lingayat interests first, and the Mutt leaders, the community pontiffs, command a lot of influence. So they play their own cards very carefully, as if to say, it doesn't matter which party we support or in, we are a force within ourselves, an interest group, a lobby, and a certain, even a church, so to speak, After all, the heterodoxic tradition of the Lingayats, where they even tried to claim a religion status for themselves, is very symbolic.
We can go to Shama Mohammed of the Congress Party, but as we go and we do our reporters on this, there are already resorts being booked by the Congress Party, I believe. Shama Mohammed speaking. Let's quickly listen into what she's saying, and we'll go back to details that our producers are putting on screen right now.
Karnataka wants, India wants. They are fed up of this Hindu, Muslim, that one, this one. So we'll see the results. We are seeing it.
So you are saying that your 5 guarantees have not
see
other.
Of course, the 5 guarantees. I mean, at the end of the day, the gas price is important. We cannot forget from 422 to 1,200. It's not double. It's more than double.
My last question is to you, ma'am. How do you see the numbers? Will it go up more?
Well, by 12, it will all firm up. As we all know, by 12, 12:30, we'll know the exact where we stand.
Okay, Shama Mohammed of the Congress Party. Again saying by 12, we'll know where we stand. It's 10:07. And at 10:07, the Congress has a clear lead, 170, which means it has gone beyond the magic figure of 113. And as we speak, this is news coming in. The Congress party has booked the Eagleton Resort, as it were. So resort politics already underway. And we're getting some live visuals as well from the Congress headquarters. Is this the Congress headquarters? Possibly, yes. Yeah, it says Rahul Priyanka Gandhi Sena. So these are pictures of Congress workers. Niyamika, okay. We don't have Niyamika, but what we definitely have is the Congress party sharpening its strategy, and some resorts being some resorts being extremely pleased with what they are seeing on their screens right now. The Eagleton Resort, Akshata Baduria, if you want to come in here, the Eagleton Resort being booked already for all of Congress's winning candidates to come together at one place so that the BJP has absolutely no chance to launch Operation Lotus.
Right. I think, that was pretty much expected, considering the fact, like I mentioned even previously, there are a lot of seats where seats are won, with a very small margin. Just a small submission here, let's not try getting into a lot of religious implications or read between the lines. I think we should also remember a very simple fact that since 85, the state of Karnataka has not really given any party a second chance, and that's what we are seeing happening again. So yeah, what definitely credit where it's due. Definitely, nobody was expecting Congress to pass or cross the magic number. It has managed to do so. We don't know whether it will stick on to that, which is why probably we are already seeing the resort politics at play. But definitely, we should also remember the past trends wherein, the state has simply not allowed any party to come back into power for, a second term. So that's what actually we can see playing out right now. It's all going to depend on the last few seats, where the number finally for Congress comes and stops, whether they are able to cross the magic number or not. If they do, that's really going to be a surprise. But coming up, as a single largest party is something that we had expected. So let's not read a lot between the lines and here right now.
Okay. Okay. I believe Jagdish Shettar is trailing. Again, it's only about 10-10. So we'll have to wait and watch, because he is a powerful leader in Karnataka. But as I said, he is trailing at the moment. Madhavan Narayan, would you want to weigh in? 117 is the number I'm saying. It feels a bit like an IPL match,
Yeah.
117, the Congress at 10-10 already. Crossing the magic figure. I just want to ask you before Eagleton Resort and all of that jazz, is it time for us to call the election? Too early.
Too early. I wouldn't do that.
So
Because
this is probably the second round
that
that is coming.
I'm not looking at just the BJP numbers. I'm also looking at the BJP plus JDS numbers. And if you give that any weightage, and given the time of the day,
so that's
I, as a
77
journalist,
plus
doesn't-
25. 77 plus 25.
So 77 plus 25, it's still over 100.
Correct,
So that's
correct.
only roughly 10 or a dozen short of majority. And if there is a sudden swing in, let's say in Kalyan, Karnataka or Old Mysuru, where, the margins are thin, why would I want to stick my neck out? It's only 10 past 10 a.m. And, I wouldn't do that,
Yeah, probably not a good idea. But
Yeah, but yeah, all
if we take the
indications-
possibility, let's just concentrate a bit on the numbers on the ticker right now, Madhavan Narayan. 77 for the BJP. You have the Congress that is already at 117, and then you have the JDS at 25. So you're telling me that don't discount the possibility of 77 plus 25. That's
plus 5 if the independents. So it comes to around 107, which is only 6 short of the halfway mark. And the results are not yet completely out. We are looking at trends. So I wouldn't call the elections, I think maybe we should watch for any tweets that might come in from the constituencies to sometimes give an early idea of the real victories. Well, Eagleton is famous for beauty pageants, but today there might be a less good-looking parade, if that's there. As I told you, the headline I had in mind was hoppers, toppers, and choppers.
good one.
Yeah.
Hoppers, choppers, and toppers. Hoppers because, well, you could have people hopping.
And your toppers on who really wins and leads, and choppers if there are helicopters going to Hyderabad. And then if there are shock defeats, we could say croppers as well.
Okay.
Who comes out a cropper? So, as I say, we are in the headline business. So we will have to watch out how it goes. But right now, I think Congress is certainly, by the laws of probability and also by the laws of Indian elections, I have found that Indian electorate has a tendency to make up its mind close to voting day. And then the results do give us stable, definite results, in a lot of elections, especially of the current kind. But it's the subtext in this also, this is that old sort of vote bank politics is melting away. Vote banks still exist, community politics still exists, but they are not of the old ones based on loyalty and rural affiliations. So therefore, keeping your flock together is as difficult for community leaders as it is for party leaders. Earlier there was a phase, it was difficult for party leaders, but it was easy for community leaders. It's why you have to understand politics in an evolutionary sense as democracy matures.
Akshita, would you want to come in here? We are seeing pictures of Mr. Siddaramaiah rather grandly having a cup of coffee. I am assuming it's not chai. Or maybe it could be chai, you don't know. We never know.
Never know.
We never know. But there he is smiling, as Neha was saying. And he's having a chat. And by the way, I can see Neha Neha's image being reflected. So Neha is having a chat with him. He's clearly happy to see her and the entire press. That's not his usual demeanor, Neha tells us. He can be a bit unpleasant.
He has his own style, you know.
Let's hear him. I think Neha is trying to have a chat with him.
He has a swag. The correct word is not arrogance. He has got swag. A certain swag that you will see.
Are we seeing the future Chief Minister of Karnataka on our screens? I'm fairly certain the question most of us will want answered at this point of time. Would the Congress in any case have made up their minds? Look, the exit polls were clear. No?
I'm pretty much certain because it's too sensitive. See, this election is much more crucial for Congress than it is for BJP. Because if they really show a clear win, given that they're already in power in Rajasthan and Himachal, they could claim back their status as the main challenger to the BJP, which has been in serious doubt, at least in the narrative set by the BJP. So therefore, a balancing interest in Karnataka is so important that they would not make up their mind without listening to MLAs. You know, I have watched Congress for decades, Shreya, and I can tell you that the observer appointed by the High Command plays a very important role. The General Secretary in charge of the party plays a very important role. They listen very hard. It is often said that it's a dynastic party.
Correct.
But if you really know the Congress, you know that the dynasty is seen to take the call, but there's a lot of backroom calculations that go on, keeping long-term, short-term interests, as well as some rivalry and community interests. It's PhD theses have been done on that. You know, I don't buy the BJP narrative because you can do academics research on the history of the Congress party. Dr. Rajni Kothari had a PhD on that, which is that it's a one-party dominant system where two rival groups have always existed within the Congress. Going back to Surat in 1907, there have been lobbies within the Congress, but ever since this political family took over, it has become more, you know, backroom and more in signals rather than explicit agreements and disagreements. So I'm quite certain that even if they have a candidate in mind, they will listen hard and won't stick their neck out till they know that they have a certain buy-in from the MLAs. So a lot of lobbying will go on. Resort politics may not happen if Congress wins, but there will be a lot of intra-Congress politics somewhat resembling the resort politics.
But, we call it resort politics. But maybe the MLAs do need a break. They'd only be happy to be sent to Eagleton Resort. You know, at least 2 days of swimming and playing chess and doing what they want to.
See, MLAs, what happens in MLA...
People tend to forget. Let me tell you this. I think, we have a certain image of politicians, right? We think of them as corrupt, no-gooders, etc., etc. And by the way, that's an image that people around the world hold of their politicians. So it's not unique to us. But these guys are actually very hardworking. If you see their lives, from morning to night, they have people coming, asking them for favors, coming to meet them. They have to work in their constituencies. If they are in power, they have to be in the state capital, attending assembly sessions, etc. So these are hardworking guys, deserve a break.
No, let us do the numbers, Shreya. I not only agree with you, I want your viewers to drill down the basic. Every Indian MP has under his or her constituency voters who are, the numbers are equal to a minor European country. So you're talking about a couple of million voters in some constituencies in parliament level. And so therefore there's a lot of hard work, there's a lot of attention, and there's a lot of balancing act to be given. So that's why the resort politics becomes something like the political equivalent of the IPL auction, if I may say so. There is a certain... but it's important to understand that there's a lot of hard work goes on. And we think they are public servants, but even public servants deserve a good deal. And that is why I sometimes feel Indians are being too hypocritical. We expect the freedom movement level of idealism, even during the post-democratic age, it's not a realistic expectation.
And we always say we get the politicians we deserve. So at the moment, Oh, Congress headquarters there with Bajrang Bali's bhala, making a point and a picture as well. So, what can I say? Bajrang Bali did manage to influence the election one way or the other.
I think, yeah, I think Congress is doing much better with Hanuman rights than human rights, I suspect.
And Holi has come early to the Congress headquarters in Bangalore. Can we just quickly try and listen in to what's happening there? I did see a lady give a soundbite. Maybe that was to someone else's camera. But Holi coming early there, they have decided.
Yeah, I
Listen,
know,
right?
I know. I think they must be sure because of their constituency level feedback, which
Yeah.
might be coming in their own WhatsApp messages and phone calls. But I know we have to wait for election commission
But
or
election
at least.
commission usually is the slowest.
Yeah, yeah, but
I mean, they have
you
to be
know.
absolutely, they have to have it signed before they put numbers.
No, that's a bureaucratic process, but the election commission also has early announcements of fairly reasonable trends. Those when the margins, trends have two components. One is the margins, the other within the constituency, other is the seat level trends that we get.
Okay.
So once the margins per constituency increase, then it's it's okay for us to call. I think we need to get that.
I thought by 11 o'clock we'll be in a position to call this.
I think so. The way things are, it should be because the EVMs work in a certain way that once you.
Oh my God,
let's
look at
also
this. They're at
remember that
114,
Bangalore is the birthplace of EVMs.
Yes.
I used to have my office next to the Bharat Electronics office, I guess. That was the time. So it's interesting. So.
Yeah, maybe we should go across to